Hey, Angelica, you big fat grotesque cave troll. You wouldn't be planning on coming to my wedding, would you? Because I'll have you know, my wedding is not the kind of place for a piece of subhuman trash like you. You're sadly mistaken if you think I'm gonna let in, so you needn't bother showing up in the first place.
Wow, Jesus, Lizzie, where the hell did all that come from? Big, fat, grotesque cave troll? Thanks, sweetie. I see you're just as charming as ever. Anyway, this is the first time I've heard anything about you getting married. Your private life isn't my concern, and to be honest, I literally couldn't care any less about your wedding if I tried.
I'm so sorry, darling, but it looks like your younger, more beautiful, more intelligent, more popular younger sister is getting married before you. Sucks to be you, huh? Oopsie. What am I like? Let's face it, realistically, a big, ugly cave troll like you was never going to be able to bag herself any man, let alone the kind of high-rolling stud I managed to bag for myself. Better luck in the next lifetime.
Oh, you're so charming, Lizzie. What did I do to deserve such a wonderful little sister? Anyway, why don't you want me to come? I feel like it'd be a shame if I didn't go to my own sister's wedding, since we're so close and all.
No way! Don't you dare show up! You're too fat to be at my wedding. Our bonds of sisterhood are too flimsy to support a body weight that immense. Can you imagine how embarrassing it'd be for me if my husband and his family saw you?
Wow, Lizzie, I was joking. I see your sarcasm detector isn't working today, but really, just how much do you hate me?
It's not that I hate you. I just say exactly what's on my mind, and I don't hold back. Is that a crime? Would you rather I lied and pretended you were thin and beautiful and that I liked you?
But you're fatter and uglier than I am.
Hey! What the hell did you just say? Why, you'll pay for that, you big jerk. Do you think that's any way to speak to your baby sister?
Oh, look, here we go again. You've done this ever since we were kids. Why is it you're so happy to mercilessly insult others, but whenever anyone has the courage to say anything back to you, you flip out? You're just a big bully who can't stand being stood up to. Anyway, what was the point in you messaging me today? What exactly do you want me to do?
Simple. I want you to refrain from coming to my wedding on the grounds that you're a grotesque, overweight cave troll and no one likes you. My words might seem cruel, but if I don't make it clear beforehand, there's a chance you'll pull some kind of creepy, stalkerish shenanigans to find out where the venue is and try sneaking in while I'm busy celebrating the happiest day of my life.
You treat me less like a sister and more like a frickin' cockroach. Can you believe me and you are family? What did I ever do to deserve this?
Family? You've got some nerve. You haven't showed your face at Mom and Dad's place for years now. None of us think of you as family anymore.
I do have a life of my own to lead, Things are pretty busy on my end. Anyway, you're the ones keeping me at a distance. It's not like I don't want to come. I'm already the only one who doesn't get invited to family events and gatherings. Can you blame me for feeling like I'm not wanted?
That's because you're the black sheep of the family, and your presence would cause us severe embarrassment. You've always had an arrogant personality, and you always stuck out like a sore thumb at school. You never got to hang out with the cool kids like I did you? You were always sat in the library reading your frickin' books and playing computer games. Not only that, but you're uglier than a monkey's armpit and less intelligent than a sack of potatoes. You literally have no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I bet if I looked up loser in the dictionary, your face would come up.
Hey, could you do me a favor and, shut your mouth already? Jeez, I can't believe you'd go out of your way to message me with this crap. Is it any wonder I left home back in high school when you guys treated me the way you did? If it wasn't you pulling some kind of mean-spirited prank on me, it was Mom and Dad banning me from eating at the table with you guys and forcing me to eat leftovers. We've been living apart for years now, and my life is going just fine without you, Mom, or Dad in it. So why can't you just leave me alone?
Leave you alone? All I did was announce the good news of my marriage, you overly sensitive drama queen. You're the one with temper problems. How about you try going to see a therapist? Because seriously, it's not normal to get this upset when you find out your sister is getting married.
Who announces their marriage by calling someone a big, fat, grotesque cave troll out of nowhere? You're a grown woman now. Would it seriously hurt you to try and actually get along with me for a change? No, scratch that. We'll never get along, but would it kill you to at least speak to me with the bare minimum of basic human decency?
I'd rather make friends with a pile of mossy rocks than to treat the likes of you with decency.
I see. I don't really understand what that means, but feel free to talk to rocks if it makes you happy. You didn't need to bother with any of this. I had no intention of coming to your wedding anyway. I'm guessing you knew that and just wanted to insult me. Makes you feel good, right?
Oh no, I've been found out. Sure, so what if putting my arrogant dickweed of a sister in her place makes me feel good? I'm doing the human race a service, but I'm pleased to hear you won't be coming to the wedding. Also, I've decided to tell my fiancé and his family that you died in a freak accident recently, so you better make sure you never ever show up in town or at Mom and Dad's house again. Otherwise, the whole thing will be ruined.
What? Why?
Why? Because you're the shame of our family, and your birth was a mistake, so we'll all be better off if we simply pretend you're no longer with us. You're such a delinquent. I bet you're involved in some kind of criminal activities these days, right? A blackhead like you can never hold down a real job. What is it? Drugs? Prostitution?
No, I have a regular job and am doing perfectly well for myself, actually. Besides, why would you pretend I don't exist? Surely us just not having anything to do with each other achieves the same outcome.
You're such a loser, you embarrass me and our parents just by being alive, so it'd be better for our reputation if you weren't. You're an embarrassment production machine. By pretending you're dead, I can protect Mom and Dad's reputation, and my husband's family will think very highly of me. Sorry, sweetie, I had no choice on this one.
Wow, so this is what it's come to after all this time, huh? We haven't seen each other in years, Lizzie. What exactly made you feel so strongly you needed to bombard me with all of this hatred after so long?
Nothing in particular. I'm just trying to protect our family from the disgrace that is your existence. Allow me to announce the official removal of you from our lives forever.
Wow, are you serious? I can't believe you're doing this. Don't you feel even just a little bit guilty about how horrible you're being to me? Or didn't your brain come equipped with the emotion feature?
Now I've heard it all. Why could I care about the feelings of a big fat cave troll like you? This is the funniest thing I've heard all week. Oh my god, stop it. My sides hurt. Besides, how could I feel down when I'm set to marry the rich, handsome son of the CEO of one of the biggest trading companies on the planet? Have you heard of Globex International Trading Company?
Huh? Your fiancé is at Globex?
I knew it. They're so well known, even a lowly, depth-groveling social misfit like you knows about them. You probably saw one of their billboards up the last time you crawled out from under your rock to buy your yearly underwear replacement. They're one of the most famous companies in America. They run commercials on TV all the time and have branches in over 150 countries. Well, it just so happens my soon-to-be husband is the rich, handsome son of their president, and one day he's set to inherit Daddy's throne. Yippee!
Wow, so that happened, did it? You certainly have been busy.
Unlike you, I've always been clever and gorgeous. Not only that, but I have first-rate communication, and more importantly, seduction skills. It's an incontrovertible fact that I'm superior to you in every way, so I was always bound to bag myself a winner. I'm so beautiful, there isn't a man on this planet who wouldn't go weak at the knees in the face of my womanly wiles.
Sure, I admit it, you probably are better looking than me. But even if you are, that doesn't justify your smug, condescending attitude. Not for one solitary second. We can only speculate at this late stage in the game, but to be honest, I put it down to Mom and Dad always spoiling you rotten when we were kids. Maybe if they'd ever bothered to discipline you instead of letting you do whatever you pleased whenever you pleased it, you wouldn't have turned out so arrogant and maladjusted.
Arrogant? I am not arrogant. It's called self-confidence. You should try having some yourself instead of being bitter and jealous. Ugh. Do you have any idea how unattractive you are when you're like this? No wonder you haven't been able to find yourself a husband after all this time. It's thanks to my good looks, intelligence, and charm that I managed to bag myself a rich hotshot, and I'm set to become one of life's winners, a major celebrity. unlike you, who's only set to become a lonely, miserable old spinster with 7 cats and a wine addiction.
All right, sure, whatever you say. I'm kind of tired of this conversation now.
You think you're tired? You should try being in my shoes. Speaking to you is exhausting. As long as you make sure to take the following message very, very seriously, me and you won't have any problems. Don't you dare show up in my wedding, you big fat cave troll. I'm gonna pretend you're dead from now on.
Phew, thank God for that. See ya.
Yippee!
By the way, your wedding. It wouldn't happen to be tomorrow, would it?
Yep. I knew it. So you have been investigating it then. Ooh, that's so creepy. You're so tragic and pathetic.
Oh man, so it is tomorrow? You've got to be kidding me.
Angelica? Are you there? It's not true, right? Tell me it's a lie. You're not really dead, are you? Oh my god, no. There were so many things I still wanted to tell you. We might only be cousins, but you're the only person in our whole family I felt like I could ever be myself and talk about how I really feel around. I can't believe you're gone. None of this feels real. Am I dreaming? Am I about to wake up and be freed from the misery of the bombshell that just got dropped on me? I was so excited to see you today. And that's not all. I can't believe how you died. If the story I heard today is true, you were just walking along when you randomly exploded into little pieces? Ever since you were a little girl, you always were unconventional. I guess you died how you live and went out with a bang, literally. You know, it's weird. I kind of felt a little peace of mind when I heard how it happened. I thought, that's so Angelica.
Whoa. Hold your horses, Kayla. I'm alive and kicking, or at least I was the last time I checked. Would you mind taking a few deep breaths and explaining what the hell you're talking about?
Huh? Wait, are you a ghost? Yeah! I hate ghosts. There's something strange in my neighborhood. Be gone. Disappear. Vanish to the world beyond. Go back home to hell, you big spooky, spirity, phantomy thing.
Huh? You want me to go to hell? But I thought we had a bond of friendship so strong it transcended the bounds of mere cousinness. Jeez, I never thought turning into a ghost would be all it took for you to turn into such a dick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
And go back home to hell? Why did you automatically assume that's where I live? Sorry if I surprised you.
I'm super happy you're alive, Angelica. But what the heck is going on? Nothing makes sense anymore. Lizzie was going around the wedding hall telling everyone, with an emphasis on her new husband's family, that you were dead. They were piling on the sympathy like it was no one's business.
Jeez, what the hell does she think she's playing at? I bet she was loving all the attention. She always did have a knack for garnering sympathy, but I gotta say, faking my death is a new low, even for her. To tell you the truth, my sister, Lizzie, as well as the rest of my family, hate my guts, and they always have. I guess that's why they're going around telling people I died.
She told everyone you exploded into little pieces because she hates you? I'm not sure I follow the logic. Grr, you wait till I get my hands on her. Anyway, I'm just relieved you're still alive. Oh my god, Angelica, I was so scared. Ugh. And now I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I got worked up and sent you all those messages. Did I seriously say all of that stuff? Would you mind, deleting the whole thing and forgetting this ever happened?
Don't sweat it. To be honest, I was kind of flattered in a weird way. I'm not sure I get why you were relieved to hear I exploded into little pieces, though. Would you care to educate on that minor detail?
Because that's how unconventional you are. You're a mold breaker, a trendsetter. You live life on your own terms and you don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You stand up to your parents, the teachers back in school, anyone. I find it super admirable how strong-willed you are. And when I heard you left this mortal coil by randomly exploding into little pieces, I just thought, that's the most Angelica thing I've ever heard.
So you see me as the kind of person who would explode into little pieces? Thanks, I think? Anyway, I think you're overstating things a little here. You call me a strong-willed trendsetter, but in my mind, I was never anything but an unruly little brat who couldn't read social cues and got annoyed when people told me what to do.
Listen, Angelica, don't you kind of think everyone in our family is super mean-spirited and selfish? Like, they'll stop at nothing to eliminate anyone who dares to go against the grain or has the nerve to question them on anything. That's why I always felt so inspired when I saw you stand up to them. You made me want to be oblivious to social cues and get annoyed at people too.
I see. When I think about it, I guess it's no wonder you were the only one in the whole family I ever got along with.
Right? Ever since we were young, I always felt like me and you stood out. And I felt like the rest of them knew we stood out. Anyway, won't you be coming to the wedding today? Lizzie's new husband, the up-and-coming hotshot future CEO of Globex International Trading Company. So the hall's full of rich wannabe alpha males covered in excessive amounts of fake tan, aggressively shaking hands with each other in between stealing glances at each other's wives' butts. The groom's just getting ready to give his speech, but apparently one of his friends, a female CEO, is set to give one afterwards. Is it just me, or do all CEOs look suspiciously like criminals to you?
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I'm sure there are some good ones, too. In any case, there's no way I can show up at the wedding. I am dead, after all. Wouldn't want to get the zombie treatment now, would I?
I guess so. That sucks. Well, in that case, screw it. I'll make my excuses to dip out before everyone leaves for the after party. Let's go get some drinks together instead. You know, you and me, just like the good old days. Girls hitting the town. Woohoo! The drinks would taste like ass if I went out drinking with these chumps anyway.
Sounds good. All right, message me when you get out.
Oh, Angelica, you owe me an explanation. What the heck is going on?
I don't really know how to answer that. What are you talking about?
Don't play with me, bitch. Why would you be giving a speech at my wedding? Why the hell would my husband invite you to speak on the podium? I'm so confused.
Oh, that? Well, it's simple, actually. Because your husband, the groom, Robert, asked me to. I respectfully declined, but he was insistent and wouldn't take no for an answer.
What? But I don't understand. Are you and Robert acquaintances or something?
Listen, Lizzie, I'm gonna tell you how it is. I run a company, you see? It's not a big company by any means, but I am involved in a joint project with Globex International. Back when we signed the contract, Robert, who was still a newbie at the time, got appointed as the project manager.
What?
Anyway, apparently it was Robert's first time ever working outside of the company, so I took it upon myself to teach him a thing or two about corporate management. I had no idea he was the son of Globex's CEO. I always imagined corporate heirs to be arrogant, overly self-assured types, but he was always super sweet and down to earth. I don't know whether it was the pressure of his dad being who he is, but he worked super hard to make sure the project was a success. Which is why I did my best to meet his pace to move things forward alongside him.
So, what happened next?
Well, it turns out he is very grateful for all the help I gave him and felt inclined to invite me to give a speech at his wedding. I guess he feels like he owes me a debt of gratitude for giving him a crash course in the fundamentals of corporate management. If you ask me, he's blowing it all way out of proportion, and the whole thing makes me feel super awkward, but there you go. Anyway, we came to get along pretty well, and, that's it.
Wait, does that mean you knew I was his fiancé?
Nope, I didn't have a clue. I genuinely didn't know at all. You decided on the guest list a while back, and it's not like I got an invite letter. I was terrified when I finally found out yesterday. I was like, what the crap do I do?
Hurry up and get your ass down to this church, like, right now. You have to give a speech. Robert and his family are starting to panic.
Oh, I see. Judging from the state of my phone right now, you're right. It would appear the seeds you planted when you went around announcing my death at the wedding are finally starting to sprout into beautiful buds of chaos. My phone is blowing up.
This is bad. Bad, bad, bad. You have to get down here and tell them you're not really dead this instant. I'll never recover from this if you don't come and fix it. Please, I'm begging you.
Are you kidding me? This is all your fault, Lizzie. Why should I have to drop what I'm doing and rush out at a moment's notice to save you from the mess you made?
Quit talking crap and come. It's your duty to fix problems as a fully grown adult and mature member of society. That goes doubly so if you're a company owner. Hurry up.
Does your selfishness truly know no bounds? You don't have to worry. I already explained the situation to Robert.
Wait, what? What did you say?
That you called me a big, fat, grotesque cave troll and lied about me being dead. The panic at the wedding hall should be calming down any minute now. There's a chance it might turn into another form of panic straight after, but that won't be my problem.
Wait a sec. No way. You actually told him? Another form of panic? What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Oh, you know, the chaos that will undoubtedly ensue when Robert and his family realize what a bunch of unhinged nut jobs you and the rest of our family are. If they look unsettled right now, that's probably why.
Is that why Robert disappeared into the back alleyway and hasn't come back? Oh my god, no! This is awful! How the hell was I supposed to see this coming? Gah! Please, Angelica, I'm begging you! You have to come and do something about this.
Do you really think I'm going to come help you?
Listen, you're well within your rights to be angry. But what the hell am I supposed to do if you don't help me? You're the only person on Earth who can get me out of this mess.
Not my problem. You made your bed, now lie in it.
How can you be so cold? Do you have any idea how much of a mess I'm in? Apparently, Robert just said the wedding's off. The guests are all going home, and some of them even said they want their gifts back. Ugh!
Wow, Lizzie, I have to say, I am really impressed with how well you're managing to keep your cool.
I am not keeping my cool. My surroundings are turning into a living hell before my goddamn eyes!
Whoa, where in the cheese monster's name did that come from?
Oh my god! I worked so hard to back myself a rich husband. I thought this was finally my shot at making it into the big leagues. And what the hell is all this crap about you being the manager of a company? I didn't know that. Why wouldn't you tell me something so important?
Why would I share anything about my life with you when you've treated me with nothing but contempt and disdain ever since we were kids? You cut me out of your lives, and that's what I'm sticking with. The fact your life just got turned upside down doesn't change that one bit.
As if that's not bad enough, you're doing a project with Globex International? I had no idea. Please, this is my last chance. Will you come, like, right now? Please, 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 please. I'm serious. If this wedding ends now, my life ends along with it.
Why would your life be over? You just failed at marrying into money, that's all. You'll just have to work even harder next time.
No, it's not that simple. You don't understand. I'm in debt.
Huh? Debt?
Dad got involved in some shady business. It went south, and he ended up getting into crazy amounts of debt, even convincing me to let him sign the contracts in my name. I told him we should stop, and that it was a bad idea, but he wouldn't listen. He just insisted, "It's fine, dear, you're about to marry the future CEO of Globex." Gah, I knew him borrowing all that money was a bad idea.
Wow. Are you actually a moron? Jeez, you're both as bad as each other.
Almost all of the guests from Robert's side of the family are gone already. If you don't get your ass down to this church and fix this mess for me ASAP, I'll never forgive you.
I have no obligation to fix your mess, Pumpkin Pie. I also couldn't give a toad's ball sack whether you forgive me or not.
Oh, I see how it is. Well, in that case, I take it you don't care what happens to your precious friend.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Don't play dumb with me. You and a certain someone at this wedding are besties, aren't you? I know more than you think I do, Angelica. If you don't fix the mess you've made, I won't be held responsible for what happens to her.
Yeah. Kayla, are you okay? You haven't been taken hostage or anything, have you?
Well, kind of. I'm totally okay, like, I'm not hurt or anything, but they won't let me go home for some reason. Lizzie and the rest of the family are panicking like a bunch of escaped mental patients. I swear they're about to lose their minds if they haven't already. They seem terrified by the thought of losing their connection to Globex.
What exactly is going on?
They're all running around the wedding hall with the speed of Olympic athletes, trying to chase down anyone related to Robert so they can find out where he ran off to. I wonder if this is how it looks when hunters go after elk. It's kind of entertaining to watch.
Jeez, just how panicked are they? They need to be careful. Someone could call the cops.
Could? I'd say it's only a matter of time. I only heard in passing, but apparently your family are in a seriously bad situation. You didn't hear it from me, but word on the street is that they went into a bunch of debt with a black market loan shark, expecting to get rich when Lizzie married Robert. And not only that, but they blew the whole lot on gambling at the casino.
Huh? A black market loan shark at the casino gambling? What am I even reading?
Right? I guess I thought that with the power of Globex on their side, they could even bully a loan shark from the criminal underworld into submission. The arrogance. You know, being born into that family, it's a wonder you turned into a decent human being. I find myself repeatedly stupefied every time I hear something new about them.
What are you doing now? Didn't you say they weren't letting you go home?
Yeah, they have me locked in the waiting area, but I still have my phone and I can contact anyone I want. Honestly, I don't know what they expected to accomplish with this. I think they're panicking so hard that they lost their minds.
Wow. Taking a family member prisoner? That's a new low, even for them. I'm gonna call them and see if I can't speak some sense into them before they get arrested.
I'm not gonna lie, the thought of them being bundled into the back of a police car is exciting, but it's probably for the best you try and calm them down. You poor thing, though. Having to deal with them in the middle of their frenzy? Good luck. That's all I can say.
This is the worst! Oh my god, my life is so over!
The wedding hall company was obviously gonna sue you for damages after you flipped out and wrecked the place. There's no doubt about it, you only have yourself to blame. All you can do now is work hard to try and pay it off.
Angelica, I'm in a lot of trouble here, aren't I? I've already accepted getting married to Robert is a lost cause, but I need money. Like, seriously. Please, could you lend me some? Just for a little while. I promise to pay you back.
Whoa, no way. Like, absolutely no way. Don't you realize how dumb it is to pay off debt with more debt?
That's easy for you to say. Why don't you try being in my shoes for a minute? I don't have any other options. I literally won't have any money left if I pay these dicks at the wedding company the compensation they're demanding. But if I don't pay them something and demonstrate good faith soon, what's going to happen to me?
I don't know, and it's not my problem. You guys borrowed the money and you guys can pay it back. You guys smashed up the wedding hall, so you guys can pay for it. Makes sense, right? Really though, why would you borrow money from a black market loan shark? Are you actually stupid?
What choice do we have? Dad's debt was already maxed out, and none of the legit companies would speak to him. We had no choice but to go elsewhere.
That doesn't answer the fundamental question of why you think paying off debt with debt is a reasonable thing to do. To make matters worse, you used it for gambling of all things. I mean, seriously? Since when did you guys go to the casino?
I heard gambling was the fastest way to make money, so I was hoping I could win on blackjack and pay off all the debt in one go. Anyway, I don't need you preaching at me. I know I messed up. What I need now is a solution. Are you really prepared to abandon your family like this?
Yes, I couldn't care less what happens to you. My arrogant, in-over-her-head baby sister ain't my problem. Nice knowing ya. Peace.
Things finally calmed down now. Phew. I couldn't make it for drinks last night because I got dragged along to Robert's parents' place to apologize, along with everyone else. But I'm finally free at last. Let's go drink till we forget what delinquents our family are.
Jeez, you actually went with them? You didn't do anything wrong. You shouldn't have gone with them to apologize. I know Robert from work, so I felt kind of obliged to show my face. But you?
But our connections with Globex are so super important to us, right? Besides, in all seriousness, Robert turned into my knight in shining armor when he busted into the waiting room and freed me from the clutches of our insane family. I feel like I want to marry him myself now.
Do your best, hon. I won't try and stop you. Anyway, Kayla, I just want to say thanks.
Huh? What for?
You've always had my back. Back in high school and back when I moved out of my parents' place and left our hometown, you were the only one who stayed in touch with me. You probably didn't realize at the time, but you were my rock.
Damn, that's kind of a shame.
Huh? What's a shame?
To me, you were always just that tenacious, slightly eccentric maverick who never bowed down to anyone and had a talent for saying the most awkward thing at the worst possible moment. But then you go and tell me I was your rock? I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, I don't know what to say either.
Don't sweat it. We can forget the awkwardness by knocking back copious amounts of tequila. It's time we went out for those long-awaited drinks. I won't be going home tonight. I made a promise to drink with you until the sun rises, and fulfill it I will.
An all-nighter? You serious? I'm not as young as I used to be, you know.
Nope. I simply will not take no for an answer. I'll take you prisoner behind the bar if I have to. Do I make myself clear?
Kayla? I think being imprisoned by our lunatic family yesterday might have had a bad influence on you. After that, me and Kayla drank well into the night, until the next morning, and then until the afternoon. Yep, we may have overdone it slightly. I guess I must have been holding in a lot of pent-up stress from work or something. Because after the hangover wore off, I felt like a new woman, reborn and ready to take on the challenges of life once more. As for Lizzie and the rest of our family, they pulled the Hollywood-level stunt of skipping town in the middle of the night to escape the criminal underworld loan shark who was on their tail. Unfortunately for them, things went south when my dad got arrested after he was found to be avoiding paying taxes on his business. The loan shark recognized my dad's face in the news report and within less than a week had chased them down to the other end of the country and was now extremely angry and very eager to get his money back. With my dad now in prison, Lizzie and my mom have no choice but to work like dogs in the hopes they can clear the absurd amount of debt they're in. You know, it's actually kind of ironic to think they mercilessly abused me for being a failure, only for their lives ultimately to disintegrate into a train wreck so disastrous it's worthy of its own Jerry Springer special. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson and use the whole thing as an opportunity to become better people. Before we conclude today's episode, I have one final shocking piece of news for you. Apparently, not long after the days of today's epic story, Kayla and Robert started dating. At first, I wasn't sure whether ditzy Kayla and diligent Robert would be a good match, but after 6 months, they got engaged. Who would have thought it? In the end, Kayla ended up being the one who married into money. Life really is full of surprises, huh?